Okay, I know what you're thinking. This sounds like an AI generated hook, but really, I'm sincerely asking you, are you accessing 100% of your mojo, aka goddess consciousness? And what does this mean for this creative Leo full moon today on February 1st? Well, first of all, this is a high holy day. It's Imbolc for the Celtic Druid traditions. So why don't you stick around and find out more as I break it down in this video? But before I do that, I just want to say I am booking donation-based readings suggested at $25. So if you want to know how this full moon is showing up in your chart, follow the links below or direct message me in Instagram. Okay, so this is our setting and context. Every Aquarius season has a full moon in the opposite sign, which is Leo. Aquarius is oriented to the group or collective consciousness, and Leo is oriented to the self or the individual. So think hero's journey and one's own personal mythos. This full moon is emphasizing the importance of the group, but in equal proportion to the individual. So this is an important dynamic to reflect on because it's going to continue. It's going to continue to be a strong tension as the nodes of the moon move into the Leo Aquarius axis. And this will be activated in the next 2 weeks. 2 weeks from now, we will have a new moon, which is the first solar eclipse in Aquarius on February 17th. So we are soon welcoming in eclipse season, which is really, I feel like, is starting with this Leo energy right now in this lunar full moon. Eclipses bring evolution, and it does through the tension of opposites. So pay attention to what is coming up for you in your meditations. So Leo is in the sign of the sun, and the sun in Aquarius has been really powerful with a conjunction with Pluto, and is still within the degrees of combustion with Venus and Mercury. So these two planets are gaining their strength back, so the heart and the mind may feel more freedom now, freedom from the constraints of the sun, where will has been directing us above a clear heart and clear conscience of mind. So we may feel this alignment coming through with the head, heart, and gut, which is really great for healing work under this full moon. This has been a remarkable Aquarius season, really. It's been delivering. The power of the people have really been carrying the weight of the world. The collective is going through a massive dark night and is seeming to choose the path of the higher ideal. We are seeing this in the world stage right now, even if it's just a declaration of what we are not and what we will not stand by for the sake of human dignity and our shared humanity. So what does this mean for the personal awakening under this Leo full moon exact today on Imbolc? Well, Imbolc is one of the first cross-quarter days. These days are the midpoints between the solstices and equinoxes. They are considered the midpoints, or really, the corridors. They're considered the corridors and are highly liminal spaces, the in-between spaces that's conducive for transformation. So this moment is a sacred pause, a still point, ripe for the inner alchemy, when one can shine a light on projected fears, integrate the shadow, and become self-realized. So this is a space that belongs to the goddess. And specifically, Imbolc is associated with the goddess Brigid. So my niece gave me this artwork. She lives in Ireland right now. Today, I think, either today or tomorrow, is the feast day of Saint Brigid, and this is really where Saint Brigid derives from, is the goddess, the pagan goddess Brigid. So you can see the in-bulk fires here, the cross of Bridget. You can see the fabrics that have been tied to tree branches that really symbolize offerings for healing, right? So this is actually a really deeply healing time, an opportunity for deep healing. Yes, so the Celtic pre-Christian goddess Brigid is associated with Imbolc, and her name derives from the Sanskrit word brati, meaning high or exalted. So there is a Vedic goddess that relates to this frequency too, because the goddess is everywhere. But as far as the West, we recognize goddess Brigid, and her energy represents the first light of day and symbolizes renewal, hope, and the awakening of consciousness. So if we dig into the symbolism further, Brigid is associated with metalworking and refers to this idea, or refers to metallurgy and the alchemical process of turning base metals into gold. But this is also metaphorical, right? So again, this is about the inner alchemy, when one transmutes the heavy laden states of the mind and the heart into love, into a state of love. And this is an act of creation, an act of love, an act of the goddess taking us from fear and ignorance to revelation and illumination. And that requires deep silence and reflection. So today on Imbolc, under this full moon, and the energetics for the rest of the week, we are supported to perform little acts that orient us towards goddess consciousness within ourselves. Even simply by lighting a candle, we are honoring the return of light within us, regardless of what stage of the dark night we could be in. In meditation, we can apply this Imbolc fire to burn away the dross, to return to purity, not for the sake of perfection, but as a reorientation away from ego and personality, which are not permanent, towards the light of soul within our living heart. We have not yet become what we are not. We have not yet birthed into a new consciousness. We may feel it thanks to the collective spirit at this time, and also to the stirrings of Imbolc and Goddess Bridget midwifing us into awakening. The reflection here, in the light of events both collectively and individually, let's reflect at this full moon the questions: how will I transform my life? And how will I transform my community as an act of creation and an act of love? Hoping you all are moving through these powerful energies with love, ease, and grace. And again, if you're interested in how this full moon is showing up in your chart, I am booking donation-based readings. Reach out, follow the links below, or DM me on Instagram. Okay, see you next time.